Hi, it's Mike, and Harley Davidson has just done Chapter 1 of their 2026 model reveal. And I have 6 things you need to know. Well, let's get right into it. Half of this video is about Harley Davidson is trying to make their motorcycles more affordable, trying to provide more entry-level options. In this case, it's a package called the Solo Package. So let's get started. 1. 2026 Street Bob Solo Trim Package. That's what they're calling it. And what do you get in the Solo Trim Package besides saving $1,000 off MSRP? You get a lean, mean bobber with a 117 motor, just like the 2025 models. You still get ride modes. You still get rider safety aids. The question is, what don't you get when you give up $1,000? Well, you don't get any paint choices. You have to take the new dark billiard gray. Now, this is a little darker gray than what they've done in the past. It's going to offset the chrome a little more, give a little more contrast. I think it'll be a little more appealing for bikes with chrome, and all these Solo Trim Package bikes are going to have chrome. You have cast aluminum wheels. It comes with a Solo seat. That's one of the ways they're saving money. The other way they're saving money is no passenger pegs or passenger peg supports. So if you do want to run 2-up on this, you're going to have to buy the peg kit supports. They're like $115 on Harley's website. And then depending on what pegs you want, they're anywhere from $100 to $200. So you're going to save $1,000. You're going to get a Solo seat instead of a 2-up seat. Now, if you want to convert this bike for 2-up, you're going to probably want a different seat anyway. The factory seat really isn't all that great, in my opinion, especially for 2-up. So you were probably buying a different seat anyway, so you're not really giving so much up with the seat. But for the $300 to put the pegs back on, you saved $1,000. That leaves you with $700. You know what I would do? I would buy forward controls for $600 and change this bike. Now, that's not for everybody. Some people like mids. But if you're old like me, this bike starts to hurt in your hips after 30 to 45 minutes. At least it did for me, and several other people I know that have rode the bike complained about the same thing. But this bike would become much more rideable, for me at least, in my age group, if it had forwards on it. So that's something to consider. 2. 2026 Heritage Softail in the Solo Trim Package. Now, I never rode a Heritage much until about a year and a half ago. We went to Daytona, and Harley Davidson gave us bikes to ride for the week while we flew in for our honeymoon and checked out Daytona Bike Week. And I spent several days on a Heritage with the 114, and I was very surprised about this bike. It really is the sleeper. It's probably the most underrated Softail in the lineup. So what are you getting in the Solo Trim Package with the Heritage? Well, you're still getting the 117, you're still getting ride modes, you're still getting rider safety aids, you're getting cast aluminum wheels, and of course, you are getting dark billiard gray, and you're getting $2,000 off MSRP. Again, all these Solo Trim Packages, that is your only color option. So the question is, what are you not getting for $2,000? And this may sound like a big deal, but you're not getting a windshield. And I'll talk about why in a second. We're going to talk about savings versus what you're losing. But you're also getting a Solo seat. So you're losing a 2-up seat. And you're also not getting rear passenger pegs. So again, passenger peg mounts and passenger pegs, $300. What's a windshield? Well, it depends where you want to buy it. But $250 to $500 for a quick detach windshield, depending on if you do aftermarket, you do Harley Davidson, you do with tinted gradient in it or not, things like that. So essentially for $800 plus a seat, you could put this bike back the way it would have come from the factory 2-up. For $700 or less, plus the cost of whatever seat you want, you can convert this bike back to 2-up and you'll still be saving money. But you will be taking the dark gray billiard paint. There is no other option. So you have to be okay with that for all of these Solo Trim Packages. And to me, that's probably the biggest thing you need to decide if you're going to consider one of these bikes. Personally, I think it looks pretty cool without the windshield. And then you just throw detachable windshield on if you're going to go on a big trip. I don't hardly ever ride 2-up. My wife rides her own bike. So the 2-up seat's not a big deal to me. I put a day cruiser seat on my Street Glide that my wife absolutely hates. And that's okay because she never rides with me. You may be in that same situation. 3, 2026 Street Glide Solo Trim Package. Yeah, this is your entry-level bagger. So if you've really been trying to get into a Street Glide but just couldn't quite swing it, you're going to get $2,000 off MSRP if you go with the solo package. Maybe that gets you into the platform, and then you just upgrade these things or add these things back if you need them as you go over time. But it would get you started into the package. So what are you getting? Aluminum wheels, chrome finish, Milwaukee 8 117, which let me tell you is plenty powerful. And when you step up to a Street Glide, you're getting the Skyline infotainment center, which I think is a big deal. I know there's been some glitches with it, but mine's been pretty rock solid for the last 8 months. So what are you giving up when you get $2,000 off? Well, again, you're getting a 1-up seat instead of a 2-up seat, which in my opinion is not a very good seat. It didn't work very well for me. And you're getting rid of rear floorboards or rear passenger pegs. Again, that's a $300-400 upgrade depending on which way you want to go on a Street Glide. You might want floorboards instead of pegs. I actually put pegs on mine because I wanted them to match my switchback collection, and I don't ever have anybody back there, so it's not a big deal to me. When you look at the Street Glide from a value proposition, $300-400 for floorboards if you want them, and then you could spend $600 or $700 on a seat, and you would have still saved $1,000, and you'd have an aftermarket seat instead of the factory seat. I'd take that $1,000 and put it into handlebars, maybe a windshield, and then you'd be ready to go. Before we move on, again, I think the deciding factor for all of this solo trim package is, are you okay with the dark gray billiard? If you are, you should definitely be considering these packages to save yourself a little money, and then you can still upgrade and do all these things, and you'll have things that are of your choice, the foot pegs you like, the seat you like, instead of the one that comes from the factory. So I think you need to go look at that color, and if you dig it, then you definitely should be looking at the solo trim package as a way to get into any of these 3 bikes. Now, this package is only available on these 3 models. Now, don't worry, if you like the dark billiard gray, it's still going to be the base paint for the other models. This video is brought to you by thefactorymatch.com. They do color-matched painted parts for factory colors, like this white onyx pearl. In fact, this little trim under the headlight, that's from them. Clockwork slicer fender, from them. Radiator cover, from them. They're a proud partner with the channel, and I really appreciate their support. And because they're a partner, not a sponsor, you guys can save a few bucks off your next purchase from the Factory Match using a discount code I have in the description down below. Please go check them out. Make sure you tell them Riding in the Ozarks sent you. Josh and his crew are great guys, small business based in South Dakota. Everything's painted here in the U.S. and shipped out of there. They do great work. Make sure you check them out. And thank you guys for sponsoring today's video. The other big thing from the reveal was the colors. So let's get into that. Number 4 is the returning colors. Number 1, denim black. So denim black is available on some models, and I'm personally not a fan of denim paint jobs, but some people absolutely love them. A buddy of mine had denim black, and I don't know what went wrong, but it just looked terrible after 5 years, and he repainted the whole bike. Now, if you take care of it properly, maybe you don't have those issues, but his was all spotty. Maybe he didn't keep it cleaned right. I don't know. I think there are special care procedures you have to do for denim paint. Number 2 is vivid black. Can you imagine if vivid black dropped from the lineup? People would lose their mind. Yes, but the old faithful vivid black is back, but it's still not the base color anymore. Number 3, dark billiard gray. That is our new base color, replacing the billiard gray, and it's a little darker color. 4, white onyx pearl. Obviously, one of my favorites. I have a white onyx pearl 24 Street Glide. Love the color. I think it's a great base color if you want to do some graphics or do other stuff on it as well. You may see some of that in a future video, but I love that white onyx pearl is back. I think that's great. Some people want their bike to be unique and they don't want anyone else to have that color. I get that. But I also think that it's a great color, and I can't blame Harley Davidson for bringing it back to the lineup. 5, Iron Horse Metallic, which was a new color in 2025, and it's back. And I didn't really know what to think of it when they first announced it last year, but after seeing it in person on some of the Softails that we rode in Austin, I really do like that paint. I think it's a good-looking color. I'm not surprised it's back. Number 6 is Brilliant Red. So Brilliant Red returns as well as one of the previous colors. Number 5 is the new colors. Some of you have been waiting for this, so let's get into it. But before we do, I know someone's going to say, all Harley does is put out new colors. Well, that's more than a lot of manufacturers do. They don't revise colors every year, and they don't give you a lot of options. Harley Davidson's paint is second to none, in my opinion. Personally, that's my thoughts, and I think that is one of the reasons that they stand out is the quality of their paint. The first new color in 2026 is blood orange, and it's kind of a red orange. It's really kind of hard to describe. Obviously, and it may even look a little different in person, so I can't wait to see it and see what I think of it in person. I'm kind of indifferent to it in the photos and the videos. Number 2, Aurora Blue Denim. And this is an interesting color. I like it, but it's denim, but I like it, but it's denim. I'm kind of torn. I really want to see it in person, see how it looks out in the sun, what I think of it. But it's definitely an interesting color, and I do like blues. Number 3 is Olive Steel Metallic. And if we get a close shot of it, you can see some of the metal flake in it. So I'm really interested to see what it looks like in person. I'm not big on green, and I'm not big on olive drab, and this is kind of like a version of olive drab green with metal flake in it. It may look great, it may really surprise me out in the sun. I wasn't big on White Onyx Pearl until I saw it in person and spent a couple days with it riding a road glide at the Spring Fling rally that Teddy Morse Renegade Harley Davidson loaned me to do a review on. And then I kind of fell in love with it after that. Olive Steel Metallic may be the same kind of paint. You may have to really see it in person to appreciate it. I'm kind of excited about this color. Number 4 is Purple Abyss. Last year we got Purple Abyss Denim, and this year we get it in a gloss. And last year I actually saw where there was some like protective film applied to it under the seat, and it was glossier looking, and I thought it looked great. So I really think I'm gonna like the Purple Abyss when I see it in person. If you don't know, I'm a big fan of purple already. My wife's got a purple Sport Glide. I've got a 2000 Dyna in purple. It's that Concord purple. It's a very beautiful color. And so we're fans of purple already here on the channel. And number 5, I think, is really going to surprise some people. It's called Teal Thunder. And it does, in my opinion, probably maybe the hottest color in this lineup. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be kind of shocked. It's eye-catching. I think it looks really good on the breakout. Let me know in the comments, though, what do you think of all these colors? We've got 2 more to go. And what is left are 2 two-tone. The first one is Olive Steel Metallic and Vivid Black. And that is interesting. It doesn't look bad on this shot of the Fat Boy tank here. I'm thinking I'm going to have to see this out in the sunlight to see how the metallic really looks. But I'm going to withhold judgment until I see it because I think it might be a really popular color. Now, I don't think it's going to be the hottest color yet because I think this next two-tone is going to be really, really hot. But I think the Olive Steel Metallic and Vivid Black may be fairly popular as a two-tone color. We'll just have to see how it looks in the sunlight. Now, the last one, number 7, is Teal Thunder and Vivid Black in two-tone. And I really think this combination works well. I like this. I think this is going to be a very popular color. I think it's going to be the most popular of the two-tones as well. Now, my favorite 2 returning colors are the White Onyx Pearl and the Iron Horse Metallic. Let me know which returning colors you like best, and then which new colors you like best. I think new colors, I'm probably most interested in the Teal Thunder and the Teal Thunder Vivid Black combinations. I just really think that pops. Third is probably the Purple Abyss. We'll have to see. But the teal really surprised me, and it surprised me how much I liked it when I started looking at the shots of this paint job. 6, the last thing you need to know is that on January 14th will be Chapter 2. And I'm expecting them to release 9 new models then. So I'm expecting at least 4 of the 9 are going to be CVOs. And I think at least 3 are going to be trikes. That's 7. So that leaves 2 more models. So do you think we're going to see an updated Road King? Or do you think it's gone and we're going to see CVO Street Glide ST? Or what do you think we're going to see out of those at least 2, I think, are questionable what we'll see. I think the others are going to be trikes and standard CVO Street Glides, Road Glides, Pan America, that kind of thing. So let me know what you think some of those other bikes might be out of the 9 bikes that we're expecting to see at Chapter 2. And That doesn't mean, I mean, it could be a Sprint. That could be one of them. Or maybe the Sprint will just be a new model and it won't be part of the reveal. Maybe it'll be separate, just like when they announced the Sportster S or the Pan America or some of those things. There was some off of normal schedule launches when those models came out. That could happen with the Sprint. All right, y'all stay safe. Keep on riding. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider sharing it. It helps the channel grow, and I would really appreciate it. Y'all stay safe. Keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.